What's up, you guys? I am back with a new video. It's your favorite Michaela, and today I am doing a story time on my baby and a little bit about me, my afterbirth, giving birth, and all that. Don't mind my shirt I got on because it been 6 days ago. I made this video. Well, I made the video before this 6 days ago, and I realized I got the same shirt on. I make these videos when I'm comfortable enough to talk about it. That's why it's 6 days later and I got the same shirt on. Not, like, yeah, not like, oh, she didn't take no bath type stuff. But, yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead and jump into it. Okay, so I had got the epidural. I did not go natural. I wanted to go natural, but I had got the epidural at 5 centimeters. And I think like 10 minutes later, my doctor came in the room. Like 10 minutes later, my doctor came in the room and popped my water. Broke my water. And when she broke my water, poop came out. I don't know, did she say it was my poop or the baby poop? I don't know. But she came and told me, she was like, it's poop in the... I can't remember, did she tell me? But anyway, somehow... I don't know, did my mama tell me or what? But the word that they use, meconium, that's the word. When the people say meconium, that's poop. So they was like, the baby might have swallowed his meconium. I think I heard my doctor say that. Or, I can remember that epidural had me feeling so good, y'all. I'm not even finna hold y'all. It had me feeling so good, I really can't remember. I just remember poop came out when my water broke. I don't know was it mine or my baby's. But... they said it was a possibility that he could have swallowed his poop with it coming out in my water when my water broke. That's what they told me. So fast forward, I pushed or whatever. He came out. My baby came out not breathing at all. Nothing. He didn't have no color to him. My belief, he came out with a lot of fluid on him. I might insert a picture right here of him. I might. I'm saying I might because he had a tube in his mouth, and I don't know if there's a trigger word, but I'm gonna figure out how to cover it up and everything. But I'm gonna have a picture right here of how he looked when he came out. In my belief, he came out with a lot of fluid on him already. But yeah, he swallowed his poop. They was working on him. They was working on him and stuff in the room with me. They didn't have a Nicu at the hospital that I'm at. They don't have a Nicu in none of the areas that I gave birth at, I'm assuming. Because they was like, that's not on the Nicu. So, it was taking them forever to get to my baby. The nurses, they was doing the best they can. They was tired. They was sweating. They were taking notes. All that. So the transportation finally got there. They took my baby to the NICU or whatever. During this time, I'm still getting stitched up and everything. She was still sewing me together. I'm just sitting here like, what's going on? Why they take him out the room? Like, I didn't expect my baby to go through all that, So they stitched me up or whatever. The next day, about 2 o'clock or 1 o'clock, I can't remember. I believe it was 1. They took me to the hospital where my baby was. I believe that night. No, because he spent the night at the NICU. So the next day, they was like they need to do transportation. During this time, New Orleans had flood and stuff, storm, hurricane and stuff was going on. So he couldn't go to the hospital in New Orleans. It was at a hospital in Dallas and a hospital in Arkansas. Arkansas was the first one responding. We was sitting in the room, and honestly, me personally, I did not want my baby to get transferred nowhere. But of course, I wasn't gonna say that because if that's gonna help my baby, let that be. You get what I'm saying? So Arkansas Hospital was the first one responding. They called. I heard them on the phone. They said Let the family know the baby can die. A possibility can die. I don't know. All I heard was die. That was one thing that I heard. The baby can die. That's what I heard them say on the phone. So the doctor came over and told us, what the lady said. It's a possibility he could die. And at that point, it kind of took me a little bit. So I walked out the room or whatever, and when they finally came, because I think I went back upstairs until they finally got there. When they got there, I came back down, and I was talking to the nurse because I was talking to some nurse, and the funny part about it, I don't even see the nurse there today. But I was talking to the nurse, and I was like, they said my baby might die or whatever. Like, have y'all had any baby die getting transported? And she was like, I think she told me she was new or she didn't know or something like that. And she was like, they not gonna transport him if they feel like he's gonna die. So y'all might make this video longer. I was gonna do 10 minutes of each, but I want the parts. I don't want to drag it. You get what I'm saying? But anyways, back to this, because I'm at 6 minutes, and I feel like if I stop in a certain point, y'all gonna have to come back and watch this video again. So I'm gonna try to make it to a point where, a good stopping point. But okay, throw it off. So she was telling me they not gonna do that if they feel like he can't make it. So I realized I cannot feel my pee. After I had birth, I cannot really tell if I had to pee. I'm gonna put it like this. It's like my brain would tell me I had to pee, but I didn't get that pee feeling. I didn't feel like I had to pee. So it was like I had this feeling in my head like, you got to pee, or whatever. So I was holding my pee and stuff like that. And I'm telling y'all, I'm holding my pee during this time. Y'all probably like, why she telling us that? I was holding my pee during this time. So the people came and they had my baby in the NICU bed, and they had the transportation bed. My baby in the NICU bed, he was doing fine. He did good enough to get moved to the other one and try to get transport. So he was in the NICU bed doing fine, good enough to travel. They moved him over to the transportation thing. His numbers went to dropping. Everything wouldn't have been going crazy. He wasn't doing good. So they moved him back. He was doing good. So it was just a back and forth thing. Good in the NICU bed, bad in the transportation bed. That's how it went. So during this time, like, I'm getting aggravated because I'm like, what's taking so long? Because I'm an impatient person. I realized that being in labor and everything, I'm very impatient. I'm impatient. So, like I said, I was getting signal, like my brain was telling me I had to go, but I didn't feel like I had to go. Because, your brain tell you what to do. Tell you, what to do, like tell you when you're hungry and stuff like that. So my brain was telling me I had to pee. But I didn't feel like I had to pee. So I'm just standing down there, trying to be a good mother, because I didn't want to feel, I didn't want to feel like I'm like, I don't care type attitudes, stuff like that. And then in the midst of all this, I was hurting. Come to find out, I had hemorrhoids. Hemorrhoids is from when you pushing. You pushing real hard. I didn't feel myself pushing because I was under the epidural. So that's how I was probably pushing real hard, and that's how I got hemorrhoids. If you don't know what that is, you can go look that up, because I'm not finna take a screenshot and put it in the video. That's too much editing, baby. Period. Anyways, but yeah. So what happened that day? I went back to the room. I peed on myself. Y'all. I peed on myself. Cause like it's like I peed on myself, and yes, I was bleeding. You bleed for a long period. I bleed for 2 weeks after labor. But Yeah, I peed on myself when I got in the room. So I realized I did have to pee in the end. So I decided I was hurting so bad, so I was like, okay, I'm just finna stay in the room. And then also in the back of my mind, I'm like, I really can't handle this right now, because me personally, I don't like for people to see me cry. Meaning that I didn't want to break down and I didn't want to cry in front of nobody. I don't like for people to see me cry. So that was another reason why I stayed in the room, because I couldn't handle the situation. And I don't know what's my mama stressed at the time or what, but our mama, she was like, you going up there, you need to be down here with him to make sure he okay, this and that. Like, I'm like, first of all, I'm hurting. I feel like I got to pee, but I don't know if I got to pee. I didn't tell my mama this, but this was going through my mind. And then I'm like, I'm trying to hold my tears back, so I really don't want to do this and stuff like that. So whatever. I went up to the room. My mama called. Well, I called my mama. She sitting down there. I guess she was sitting down there crying, because she did not tell me until I called her. I called her. They was like, they not doing the transport no more. And I'm like, why? Like, it really, like, that was really my reaction. Like, I'm mad with it, because if that's what he need and he so-called can die and y'all ain't got nothing to do for him, like, come on now. I was like, what you mean? I said, what? Like, I said it I was mad. And she was like, he couldn't make it. So I'm like, oh my God. And I can't remember what my cousin in the room at the time with me or what. But I know I was in so much pain I couldn't instantly just get up and come on, let's go. I'm finna go down there and see what's going on type stuff. That was what was going in my mind, but I was in, like I said, I had hemorrhoids. Meaning that my butt, everywhere I move, it hurt. I couldn't move my legs because I couldn't move my legs because I had so much pain going up. You know, if you know what hemorrhoids was. Yeah. And so what happened after that? Yeah, I eventually went down there or whatever, and my mama said he not stable enough to go. Stable mean he's not good enough to go. If he would have went, he would have died in the traveling case. And it was on an hour and 30 minutes or whatever. So, speed forward. Yeah, my baby, he was on the vent. They ended up leaving him on the vent, and they told me, I asked them, can I hold him? I don't know, because I didn't hold my baby at birth. And, you know, that's a hurt feeling. You know, because, like, I see everybody else hold their baby and stuff like that. So, I mean, I wanted to feel what they were feeling. So, I asked, can I hold my baby after all this went on? And I know y'all probably like, why would you want to hold your baby and he wasn't stable enough to do this and that, I wasn't thinking. It was just something in me like, I want to hold him. You know, I didn't get a chance to hold him at birth. And the doctor told me, she was like, I don't know, he wasn't stable enough to go in there, so we can unplug him and you can hold him and see how he do. Basically, they was telling me that we finna give up on your baby. It was nothing. They did say that it wasn't nothing for them to do, but they were basically like, we can't do nothing for your baby, so we can unplug him and just let him go peacefully. That's how I looked at the situation, because they was trying to get me to unplug him. And I was like, no, because this lady basically telling me, she wasn't saying unplug him, but what she was saying to me, because she was like, if you want to hold him, you can hold him. We will take everything off of him. That's what she told me. And I'm like, you telling me this, and you telling me, you telling me, why would I want to hold my baby? I understand. I asked. I didn't know. I just asked. Why would you want me to hold my baby and you telling me my baby not gonna live? Come on now. Like, they really kind of made me mad a little bit, because you saying you can hold your baby and I can unhook him and everything and you can hold him. What you doing that for when you saying he not stable enough to go off the machine? Talking about to see how he gonna handle it and stuff like that. You know, that kind of really made me mad, because I was like, no, because they basically tell me my baby gonna die if they take everything off of him for me to hold him. So instead, I was just touching on my baby. I was just touching him, rubbing his hand. And he squeezed my hand. My baby squeezed my hand. He's not my hand, y'all. He squeezed my finger. I'm going to put a picture right here because I got a picture of it. He squeezed my hand. And he ain't do it all the time. He would just do it. He would do it on and off. And he would squeeze my hand. And I'm like, oh my God. You know, like, yeah. But, yeah, they said basically it wasn't nothing for them to do. I went home. Well, I didn't go home. I went to my papa house to feel more close to my baby, even though it was the same distance, because it was far out. And I'm not finna expose where I live at or whatever, you know. But yeah, it was far out, and it was about the same distance if I went home. But I felt closer because it was in the city next to my papa, but it was far out in the city. So I went to my papa house. We was at McDonald's. I broke down in the car, y'all. That's a hurt feeling. I don't know what hit me, y'all. Like, it's not even like somebody died, because you know, like, when people die, you hurt. It wasn't even like that. I just know something hit me, and it made me feel like something wrong with my baby. It made me feel like my baby died. You know, they brought my baby back to life. What I am gonna say, they did bring my baby back to life. Cause my baby, he was dead when he was born, but he wasn't a still born or whatever that's called. But yeah, like, it hit me, and I'm like, my child, like, it hit me instantly. And I was thinking, when it hit me, something was wrong with my baby. Like, yeah, my baby was sick, but I'm thinking, like, my baby done died on the, you know, all the equipment they had going on. My mama said it's normal. You gonna feel that way. So, you're not gonna feel that way about your child dying. It was just a strong feeling, and my mind instantly went like, something wrong with him. Mama, something wrong with him. He's not okay, you know. But really, it's just, yeah. And then also I didn't feel safe to come home because I had everything out for my baby. And that's really a hurt feeling. Leaving the hospital without your baby, that's a hurt feeling, y'all. It's a feeling I cannot even explain. But 3 days later, after my baby was born, my auntie died, which was my dad's sister. It was what it was. I got out the hospital that night. Yeah, I got out the hospital that night. The next day, I was just chilling or whatever. They was telling me, you need to rest, you need to do this, you need to do that. They was like, you're not gonna go back to the hospital until you rest, because when you have a baby, it take a toll on your body. Like, I was sleeping, but it was like I wasn't in the mind to sleep. But that night, but the next day when I got rest, I went to the hospital and came back home. I ate. My mama, she was on the phone with my dad, and she probably didn't know this, but my auntie, she had COVID. My auntie dad passed. She had COVID, and she was on the vent. My baby was on the vent. My cousin's wife was on the vent. We had 3 people in our family on the vent. But anyways, what they doing up this early, y'all? It's like 4 something. What I'm doing up, I'm talking about somebody else up. Anyways, I might end up cutting the video off after I tell you the experience or whatever. But came back from the hospital, whatever. I heard my mama on the phone, and she was like, either my dad, I don't know. I just know they said something about my auntie lung collapse, but they gonna air it back up. That's what I heard. You know, I I kept my mind positive because honestly my mindset was like, because my cousin, she told me a little bit before, she was like, they said I ain't finna die or whatever, or they said she finna die, and I was still pregnant at this time, so I kind of broke down a little bit, and I'm like, she gonna be okay, she gonna be okay, like that was a calm for me, and I'm like, and I was just imagining in my head, I'm like, my baby gonna be born, my auntie gonna be here, she gonna be holding my baby and everything, y'all, like everything. That was what was going through my mind, y'all. Like, that gave me peace. So when I heard that on the phone, or whatever, I know, did my mom repeat it or I heard my dad say it on the phone, but they was on the phone and I heard it, and I just, I had to faith. I was like, I'm not worrying about that. They, like, I wasn't really worrying about it. But 12 a.m., 12 a.m., my cousin called me. She finally called me. I guess she realized I wasn't doing this. All this was going on. I wasn't talking to nobody. When I say I didn't call nobody, I didn't want nobody testing me. And like, I didn't want nobody testing me during this time with my baby and stuff. Like, I understand everybody want to know, like, is you okay? How you handling this? How's the baby and stuff? Like, I don't want to hear that. And still to this day, I don't want people to text me and be like, how the baby doing? My baby is still in the hospital, like, still to this day I get this vibe, like, it's just like, my baby, he's doing great in the hospital. He's actually finna get discharged soon. But when all that was going on with my baby, I did not care for people testing me, family and all. Well, family, I kind of had a peace of mind for it. Before, as friends, people, like, that wasn't family, it kind of bothered me a little bit, because, with family needs to know what's going on. And I'm not saying my friends didn't need to know, but it was just a irritating feeling to me. You get what I'm saying? It gave me a vibe like, I'm sick of you asking me. Leave me alone. Let me be at peace. This is a lot on me. And especially with me going to school, this is just a lot on me. I'm thinking about how I'm going to handle school and all this. Like, I'm just thinking about all this. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, it irritates me when people that wasn't family came up to me. And I had like, some of my friends asked me what happened. Well, asked me why I didn't post my baby. And some people that knew the situation, they asked me, was the baby okay? And stuff like that. Like, it was a lot on my plate, and I just could not stand it at all. When I say at all, I just could not stand it. It was just so much on me. And it's like, you test me, ask me about this, and I'm calm at this point, and you just ask me about this, and now I got to get back in my sad mode to tell you what's going on. You get what I'm saying? I got to get back in my sad mode to tell you what's going on, because I didn't like talking about the situation. That was one thing that irked me. Like, I hated it. I just wanted to be at peace when I was hurt, But that's a little bit off subject, but y'all, that was just, it was too much for me. And this not even the beginning of it. This not even the beginning of it. Let me finish this little part off. My cousin called me and said my auntie died. And during this time, I had my Instagram notification test up, because she was texting me. Because when I finally got on Instagram, she was texting me. She was like, I ain't, she's passing away and stuff like that. And she's gone. I think that was her word. I think she said she was gone. I don't know. But I didn't read it until after she called me. She called me, woke me up out my sleep. Like I said, I was having trouble. I wasn't having trouble sleeping. I didn't want to sleep. I wanted to be by my baby 24/7. You get what I'm saying? So, she called me. I instantly woke up, and I wasn't expecting it. And she was like, she died. She told me, she was like, I ain't a died. And I'm like, and it really didn't hit me when she said it. Instantly, my mind went to my daddy. I was like, is he okay? Now my mind went instantly there. And then it's like when I hung the phone up, it really hit me. Y'all, I'm sorry that the video is so long. I was going on there 2 minutes, but it hit me, y'all. It hit me. I just went to crying. And it was like, it hit me so hard. And I'm like, really? And then it's like, with COVID and stuff going on, I didn't really want to be in the hospital. You know, with my baby being in the hospital, that was the only time I wanted to be in the hospital. But it instantly hit me. I was like, I want to go see her. And I still didn't get to see her. She had a closed casket. But it hit me. I called my dad that morning. He sent down or whatever. But yeah, that's good. I'm finna cut this video out because y'all not finna see me cry, period. Anyways, but yeah, I cried. And my mama, she knew. And I think when I heard her on the phone about the lungs collapsing or whatever, when I heard it about the lungs collapsing on the phone or whatever, like, I think I don't know what time she died, but she didn't die September the 3rd. What's so funny about it, my baby original due date was September the 3rd. Well, it wasn't September the 3rd. My mama said September 3rd. It was September the 4th. My mama, I don't know where she got that from, but we was telling everybody. I told my auntie before she passed, I told her that my due date was September the 3rd. And I thought that was the day she left, but she left September the 2nd. And I found that at 12. And yeah, but my mama kept it from me. It's like, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, and y'all gonna be ready for part 2 after this. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. My experience from having a baby with this, you have to rest and stuff like that, it made me not want to have no more kids because, like, it was just too much. My baby was sick, and then I lost my auntie. That was a harsh time for me. That was something hard. I feel like I wasn't in my right mindset. And now that my baby is well, I'm kind of taking it hard. Now, Now, it's really hitting me now that my baby is well. But y'all come back from part 2. I don't know how long I'm gonna space these videos out, but y'all come back for part 2. I'm actually finna do part 2 now, but it's not gonna be posted in the same day. But I hope y'all watch all the way to the end. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Just know I'm a Nicu mom, period. Don't play with her. I'm a Nicu mom. Yo. Let me end the video, y'all.